Campfire Tales. A group of treasure hunters is gathered around the campfire, telling stories of what drives them. There are no burdens on this. Everyone will take a turn telling a story connected to their drive. It can be a legend or a myth, it can be a personal story, but it should tell us why you do, why you seek what you seek. Everyone will get one gold directly to Horde for participating. And at the end, we'll vote for the story we like best, and that person will get a bonus. So, with all that said, if you'd like to go first, please begin.
Well, I'm the only one. I'll go first. um, Sitting by the fire, you see Asbel is there, and she would look just as sort of strikingly beautiful if it were not for her bright yellow, bulging frog eyes that she is still carrying from the curse she has received. But she begins. It was some years ago, and as such vile things are wont to do during the summertime, a pox had settled on the city of Amberette, one that was ripping through the people, rich, poor, old, young, even those highly favored and those deeply condemned. No one was safe. And my then employer, a lord of some nobility from the house of Almerto, um, I suggested to him that we take a few weeks of solitude in his country home, far from the city, a fortnight of safety. And by then, the majority of the sickness will have moved through the city. But little did I know that he would invite a small company of around 12 of his companions to join us in the countryside. We spent most of our days in solitude, save for dinner time, which was followed by an hour of storytelling between friends, led, of course, by yours truly as hired entertainment, you might say. I was expected to lead the stories each night, helping establish some sort of theme. Um, and it was a source of diversion for a few days, but we couldn't have expected that one of my lord's companions had brought the pox with them to the house. As the nights went on, fewer and fewer people were showing up to dinner and to the stories. And by the fifth night, only myself and my lord were the remaining healthy among the group. That night after the stories, I stole away into the night with a bag of my belongings. And as I was leaving the property from his chamber window, my lord saw me and he cursed me. He said, "For this mistake of an expedition you've sent us on, if I live to see the end of this fortnight, I will hunt you to the corners of the map with my hounds, with my spear bearers, and you shall feel the flame of my wrath." I ran into the woods. For hours in that night, I ran until dawn began to break. And by that time, deep blisters had begun to build up on the pads of my feet between my toes. It hurt so badly to walk. And as dawn passed, I saw a rider on a white horse charging towards me on the path I was taking. And I called to him. I said, "Please, would you carry me? My feet hurt so badly." But the rider passed me. And as the day went on. The sun grew in the sky. My hunger grew in my stomach. And I saw a rider on a red horse. And I said, please, a crust of bread. I'm so hungry. But this rider passed me too. As the forest grew darker and the sun went towards the horizon, at dusk I saw a rider on a black horse. And with parched lips I begged, please, just a sip from your wineskin. I am so thirsty. This rider slowed, and its horse cantered next to me for some quarter of an hour before we reached a hut deep in the forest, a hut standing on two chicken legs. A hut I would come to know was that of the Witch of Navask. The rider stabled their horse next to the two others, one white and one red, and went inside. I knocked at the door and I begged for help. I said, please help me. I have been traveling in this forest all day long. Please tend to my wounds. Help me. She opened the door and laughed and threw a dustpan and a broom at my foot. And she said, tend to those in the forest as you wish to be tended, and they will protect you. And so, ever since then, I've had to go deep into the forest to find the lost and forgotten shrines, to care for them, to clear away the refuse, and to remind them that they're not forgotten. If I wait too long, let a fortnight pass without cleaning, I can hear it. The sounds of hellhounds howling in the night, the feeling of spears at my side, and the fire of his anger at my back.
Thank you. Whoever wants to go next.
I can go next. Abeja. They, in recent days, have been seen around camp without a mask, with their bluish green skin, their frog-like eyes, very similar to Asbel's eyes. I've told my story before, but there are other aspects to it. I don't think, from what I've heard around camp, most know about the stories concerning the Fae, their relationships to other kin. I suppose I would go into why I, in particular, know how to unravel things. Different creatures know different types of magic. The bees know the magic of light. Spiders know the magic of web and weaving. Frogs know the magic of rebirth, of cycles, and how to breathe. So, I'm a particularly cunning little frog, and I decided to, one day, try to take some magic from other kin for myself. I chose first with the spiders, but they know how to weave and unweave. They know their magic and know others as well. I know people think that it's a little bit preposterous to say that spiders cannot be affected by magic, but it's true. Only in desperation could you even begin to imagine that they can be, because their webs can unravel even the most complex of spells. This is why I'm very concerned that the spiders have ire with us, ire with the company, and that we have taken place in the war with the lords and queens and mothers. I really hope that I do in time find the banner of the morning night to bring peace between warring factions.
Some of us journey to save ourselves. Some of us journey to unite warring kingdoms. I have journeyed to save those warring kingdoms. My story has yet to be shared, but a number of years ago, I pledged myself to Saint Nia, she who dwells in the stars and sees the darkness in all of us. A number of years afterwards, I have been fated to be a taker of that darkness, a scapegoat of sorts. And I was so afraid. I did not want to journey to the many towns and cities that my siblings had hid themselves in. Did not want to mark myself at the many temples, ending in the hamlet of Tanalot. But my uncle had convinced me. His sister had been a taker of darkness as well. And he tells me often of the relief that he felt. He no longer had to feel the guilt of the the frogs that he crushed as a kid, or the many spiders that he's had to shoo, or the cattle on his farm. He could live his life with a weight off his shoulders. And I that day I had vowed to take that weight from the shoulders of others. And then Camelot, it had been razed, desecrated by markings of the eight-legged lady. And now, once my work here in this new family is done, I will return to my old family and take the weight from so many more.
Fantastic. 3 excellent tales. Thank you. Each of your stories will gain you greater regard within camp. Everyone can immediately put 1 gold in Hoard, directly to Hoard. But one of you told our favorite tale of the evening. Everyone gets to vote. You get 1 vote. You cannot vote for yourself. So type in the name of the treasure hunter whose story you liked best. And once you are ready, put a thumbs up. And then hit enter. That is 3 votes for Asbel, 1 vote for Chaotic, and Asbel, you got it cleanly. You get to add an additional 3 gold directly to Hoard. Congratulations. And everyone else, thank you for joining me. I will see you back at camp.